I suppose it's a huge daunting thing to talk about your personal life and
Yeah.
something very personal to you. And even in terms of your family, even sort of having that conversation with your dad was particularly difficult, and your music helped then as well.
Yeah. I mean, you know, I've... oh, there they are. Yeah, when I got into the show, I still hadn't really spoken to my dad about my sexuality. And it wasn't until I'd started talking to the press about it, I thought I'd better speak to him first. But I'd started to write about it, and I'd written a song about being so scared to tell him. But actually, when I did tell him, it was never as bad as I thought it was going to be. He was so accepting of it and so happy that I'd finally got this weight off my chest.
What does Kem take in his tea?
1 sugar.
No, he doesn't. He never drinks hot drinks.
Well, let's see.
Does he not?
No,
They
never.
know me really well. They'll know that I don't like hot drinks. So let's see who gets it right.
2-0.
I told you, he's good.
Squished.
He is good.
Defeated.
He is.
As you've talked about the fact that you do suffer from anxiety. It's something that you have to live with, and it's something that you... So I'm wondering about like the tour.
Yeah.
Have you got coping mechanisms that you'll be okay?
Yeah, I can't stress enough how fortunate I've been with my experience of it, because I was able to identify what it was that was triggering it.
Right.
So at first, I don't think we're equipped with the vocabulary to understand, because if I walk in here with a broken arm and sit down here, you know...
I say, oh,
I've
you
got-
poor wee soul, there you are, what a shame.
Whereas I think people are more than able to, you know, masquerade, and they can be going through who knows what.
Now, obviously, you've got to do some quite raunchy scenes, of course you do. And they tell me that your wife hasn't seen the films. Your wife she's not really wanting to see you like that.
Yeah, she hasn't, no. She's very supportive of them all. She's been at every, you know, premiere along the way and was there for the entirety of filming all 3 of them.
Yeah.
And
Well, she doesn't have to see the movies because she's got the real thing right there, so she doesn't actually have to see it. You know,
exactly.
which is fine.
I mean, I thought about surrogacy at one point, but then it just didn't cross my mind. And then when I got pregnant, I was just so surprised. Because you keep getting told, you know, you believe, when you hear all these things about yourself, you just start believing them. And I was just in shock, I think, as much as everybody else was.
So you feel it's been a good thing for her to go in there?
Yes, and I was hoping Josh was the one in my eyes, because you know, it'd be nice to have a soulmate and someone to go out there with and to experience life with and end up.
Oh, George is way too good for Josh.
Yes, I agree. I agree with you now.
She's had a lucky escape there, don't worry
Oh,
about
it's a
that.
shame, because you went through that in there as well.
I
It's
did.
tough,
I
it's really
did. Do you know what? And Georgia and I were the same age when we both gone in. She's 20, 21.
She's 21 in March.
And no one understands how emotionally draining it actually is. So I can really relate to Georgia, and I think she's done herself so proud.
Thank you.
And she's got amazing morals, she's got good loyalty, and I think she's been brought up really well, and I think it comes across on telly.
Caroline, let's just not, cut the chase. Let's not waste any more time with this, Alex. You've described her as your ideal woman.
Yeah.
It doesn't get any better than that. So what's going to happen here? Here you are, having great fun at the after party, clearly.
Yeah, I mean, Caroline's brilliant. She's absolutely lovely, and I guess I can't see a future for us together. I think, sadly, I don't think she'll recouple with me, but you know, one can always dream.
But have you asked her? Maybe she doesn't know.
No, I'm too shy. I'd be too scared.
I'm not. I'll ask her.
Who do you want to win, Lorraine?
I don't know, because you know that I don't really see it.
This is why I'm here.
But yeah, I've done a little like a little treasure hunt with poems dotted around the villa with special moments that meant something to us. So then, I took her around, and then the last one,
It was good, wasn't it?
put her on the spot and got down on one knee.
Oh, how lovely. Unexpected as well, Carrie. It was all just a bit of a surprise, wasn't it?
Yeah, well, he told me we was going for a photo shoot for my birthday, and that was it. And I was like, that's a bit weird. Why does someone want to do a photo shoot for my birthday? But then that was how he got me to Spain.
Because you're really scientific, of course you are.
Yeah.
And I'm very sceptical about all of these other things. How do you stand on things like that?
Again, no, sadly, I think. But it's interesting. It's about that our perception. We're making so many measurements of the world and seeing things and processing all this stuff in our remarkable brains. And sometimes something doesn't quite go according to plan. You don't know, something strange happens. And we attach a great deal of weight to those things.
No, we do.
So I think as far as we can tell, as far as we understand the science, and we understand science very well.
Yeah.
No.
You know, I look back at that period, and actually for someone who was in a band, I think it was quite a lonely time for me because, you know, the outside of songwriting was all the fun. It was like the live shows, they're going on telly, they're travelling around the world. It was when I used to go back into the studio that everyone would be like, we need the next album. It'd like get serious. And it was just me. It wasn't shared at all, that.
It must be pretty strange for you guys to be here with so many fans without even having been here before. But are there any things you really want to do when you're in the UK? Places that you want to go?
하고 싶은 거, 가고 싶은 거.
Yeah, I want to go London Eye.
London Eye.
London
Eye,
Eye.
of course.
That's very, very cool.
I want to go London Watchtop.
Ah, yes.
Watchtop.
I want to go Kingsman Shop.
Kingsman Shop. Louis Leather.
Louis Leather.
I want to go Harry Potter house.
Now, dare I mention your bottom? Because everybody else does. What is going on with your wee bum?
So, I don't know. Do you know what? So we're doing the American Smooth 2 weeks ago now, was it?
2 weeks
2
ago,
weeks.
yeah.
God, time flies. And the whole training, it didn't stick out once. But for some reason, on our dress rehearsal, it just stuck out. And then it just got into my head, and I don't know why on the actual night it actually happened. And they all mentioned it.
They did.
It was the talk of the town.
There's nothing wrong. There is nothing wrong with having pert buttocks.
I've had people stop me in the supermarket, being like, "Oh, keep that bum in, keep that bum tucked under."
Son.
Yeah, it's just a bit odd. Like, people that don't watch the show are sort of thinking,
Why are we talking about this?
Do you know what? I think I struggled a little bit when we first broke up, and Kem knows that. But he was so brilliant with me. Like sometimes, you know, I'd message him and he'd talk me through it, and he has been brilliant with me. But Kem and I were in 2 different stages in our lives. He obviously still lived with his parents, and I'd
you
moved
were his
to
first
London
girlfriend.
I was his first girlfriend, where I'd been in numerous relationships, and I moved to London at 16, and I was independent. So it wasn't our fault that we didn't work, and maybe it was just, you know, for me, I always say it was the right person, but just at the completely wrong time.
Like I say, we've tried doing everything, we tried to resolve everything, and we're still speaking, do you know what I mean? We're still, we talk every day. I'm still obsessed with her. Like, no one's fallen out of love, or I haven't, certainly.
Okay.
And I still love her like I loved her before. But we kind of had to I felt like we had to make sacrifices if this relationship was to ever rebuild again.
You said you didn't think that you would see your son's first birthday.
No.
It got that bad.
It got that bad. Like, literally, my self-worth was on the floor, and I think part would mess about. You chip away at you until you're kind of nothing, or you don't even feel like you're nothing without that person. And I didn't think I was going to make his first birthday. I was speaking to Robbie, my life coach, and I was saying, when we spoke, he said, "Where do you see yourself?" This was back then. I was like, "I don't see myself getting to Christmas." And it was really bad, and I've got like a great team around me that's helped me. But it was sad to say that, and it's sad to think that I was feeling that low. I can't believe I ever got to that point.
For 6 years, 7 seasons, that has been my gripe, is that when someone wins, you don't hear new music right away. So this year I want to change that. So when Danelle wins, music right away. We're not waiting, there's no waiting. New music, new songs, new material. New Danelle music coming right after the victorious crown. Boom, boom. Speaking of crowns.
It's all happening this weekend.
Who asked you to perform at...
Yeah, I've been asked to perform for the Queen's birthday as well.
I mean, Danelle, it doesn't get better.